Hi, I'm Kincaid.
And I'm Andy, and welcome back for another epic episode of
Inside the Sandbox. It's Pride Month, and we're ready to celebrate diversity with a very special interview with two iconic guests from the people of crypto.
But first, it's time for Quicksand News.
The Sandbox is bringing Captain Tsubasa, the popular football manga, to the Sandbox metaverse with Captain Tsubasa Land. These experiences will become the very first Japanese manga property to enter the Sandbox and the very first appearance of Captain Tsubasa in any metaverse.
The Sandbox partners with the Brazilian company BAYZ. BAYZ will bring IPs and brands and entertainment from Brazil to the Sandbox metaverse. Everything from music, fashion, lifestyle, and architecture to sports, celebrities, and many other types of media.
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
Thunderbirds are go!
The famous British science fiction show Thunderbirds, created by Jerry and Sylvia Anderson, partners with the Sandbox to bring their marionette universe to the virtual metaverse. The Thunderbirds International Rescue Club, which was a fictional show about rescuing people in dire need, will become a real-world rescue organization, where the sales of their avatars and other elements will fund a charity DAO that will help people worldwide.
Wow, Times Square is getting built on the Time Land in the Sandbox. The Sandbox is partnering with Timepieces, the NFT community initiative from Time. Times Square, inspired by New York City, will be a destination for art and commerce.
The good morning, afternoon, evening game jam is all about the Sandbox. Use the Sandbox Game Maker software to create an experience based on the Sandbox community. Bring the world of the Sandbox to life with community members, friends, and the Sandbox staff. Create any experience you want, but it must include all 11 staff models. The prize pool consists of a total of 15,000 sand, and the deadline to complete and submit your entry is July 17th. The results will be announced on August 13th.
2 new NFT collections have dropped. First is Colors of Diversity from People of Crypto, which is a collection born at the Valley of Belonging, celebrating Pride Month. And next, we have the Missing Parts Collection Pack 5, which includes a forklift, a gaming chair, a mechanical arm, and Deliver E, an android specially designed for door-to-door delivery tasks.
Stop, drop, and roll. These artists I'm about to show you have been posting some amazing work, and they are on fire. So grab a glass of water because it's time for our top 5 picks of the week. Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. And our top pick coming in at number 1. Today's interview is a special one. We have 2 guests this week joining us from the People of Crypto to talk about their projects and shed some light on their mission in the Sandbox community.
Welcome. Would you like to take a moment to introduce yourselves and tell the community a little bit about your project?
I'm Simone, the co-founder of People of Crypto. Our lab is dedicated to increasing diversity, representation, and participation in Web3. We're trying to drive culture, equity, and diversity through the metaverse. We specifically focus, obviously we want everyone, but on Black and brown women, LGBTQ community, differently abled, and POCs across Web3. We really want to have everyone represented, and you will see that in our game later.
I'm Akbar, Hamid, co-founder of People of Crypto Lab. I'm brown, gay, Muslim. I check a lot of boxes. And so for me equally, it was really important to have a project like this that brings us all in, because we didn't see ourselves reflected in a lot of the rooms, crypto metaverse conferences we were attending. And so we wanted to create something that draws in newbies, but also gets people in Web3 or hiding behind their Twitter handles, to kind of be proud of who they are and reveal who they are and step into that.
We also wanted to represent diversity. Obviously, our collection is very diverse, but as diverse founders, we have had the lived experience to kind of understand that. And there seems to be like a lot of projects out there that it's great for them to tout diversity, but when you look at their teams, it's not represented. In our case, as Akbar said, we check a lot of boxes. So when we speak about it, it really comes from a lived experience, and being able to tell our stories is really important to us.
You seem to be doing amazing.
Yeah, we are.
Just being a few months old, absolutely. I mean, we both bring a really interesting and strong background in the space. So, for myself, have been working on communications, marketing, strategies for the Sandbox and Doodles and Deadfellas and a lot of incredible Web3 brands, along with Simone as well. So we both bring different backgrounds, but a really strong understanding of the space. And I think our understanding of consumer mindset and consumer culture is really crucial in taking ideas like this forward. So in working with the Sandbox, we've been able to implement a lot of thought process around how to bring in new consumers, how to integrate brands. And what we're doing here is doing that, but through a diversity, equity, inclusivity lens, so that we're making sure all projects are creating equal opportunities.
And I also think because we come from a consumer background, we're not tech founders. We didn't wake up and say, I know how to do Java and I can code and script, not at all. However, what we do understand is a consumer journey. I was previously in design. I worked for a lot of very large companies in fashion, and I understand what it means to scale. So to be able to take a concept and present it to consumers in a way that they understand.
So what led you to start developing in the Web3 space?
Part of our whole focus is to be able to onboard and educate these groups that have not been brought into Web3. When you're looking at like financial literacy and in marginalized populations, you're not seeing that same kind of access to knowledge. What we want to do is ensure that Web3 is brought to everyone, because we are so early. This is the place where we need thought diversity, where we need to be able to have different opinions so that it can grow in the most equitable way. And blockchain in itself is supposed to be equitable. It's why we all love it so much. It's supposed to break down these power structures. But if we only allow a certain group to have that, to understand it, then we're in trouble. I mean, even the language, developers wrote this language. It makes no sense to anybody else. Half of what we do is just translating it so that people have access and understand. So there's so much opportunity, and we're really passionate about ensuring that our communities really understand it, which is why we have created like our game and IP, because these are things that from the real world, we can bridge it in a metaverse. Everybody understands pride. It's a moment that we've all experienced. Giving them something in the metaverse, it's more of an extension of what they already know. And that helps bridge the what is it moment.
And how did you get involved with the Sandbox?
They've been such incredible partners. Sebastian and Arthur and the whole team, the founders and their team, they're such big proponents of diverse creators coming in. They greenlit our project really quickly, and just back to how we know them, we've been lucky enough to work with them for a little bit of time on their brand positioning and growth and partnerships and strategy, press, conferences. So really have gotten ingrained into the Sandbox metaverse space. And then that allowed us to have the know-how and sort of the relationship with them to go to them and point out maybe some ideas where we could help amplify their growth and development. So that's how it came together.
And they have the Game Maker Fund that was amazing for us. So we applied, we were able to get put together with a game studio that was able to come in, and Hermit Crab, they did an incredible job of translating our vision and mission and understanding of what we really wanted to do. That Game Maker Fund, I think, is a game changer for anybody to be able to have that level of access and funding. Sandbox has been an incredible partner, even when it comes down to like our avatars. We work directly with Voxel Bunny. They were so committed to the project along with everybody else. I know they went above and beyond. It was a very short window to turn around a very large and different project than anything that has been done in Sandbox before. I think that when you start talking about Black and Brown, LGBTQ, non-binary, these are not conversations that are usually circled around gaming. So when you have like drag queens, and we're definitely pushing the gender bender moment, this is not something that's ever represented. And we really wanted to be very thoughtful and intentional with everything that went into this game. So we're very thankful for all the teams that really just held up our vision and mission.
What can the viewers look forward to experiencing when they play your game?
You're kind of learning along the way and how to be your most fabulous self. And there's little touch points where you walk up to things and the background changes and artwork appears. And then you go up into the party and it's a pride party in the sky. Blondish gave a music track. She's obviously big in the Web3 space. She's queer, so that's really awesome. A really nice connection as well. And then a lot of the communities that own land within, like Rumble Kong and Dead Fellas, they're all supporting and posting and doing AMAs with us. Death Bats, Matt from Avenged Sevenfold as well. Also trans. We didn't know that there was a huge community of trans gamers, so we're really excited about that connection. What
can you tell us about this amazing avatar collection?
Akbar and I have a shared experience of feeling othered. We felt othered a large portion of our lives, and we really wanted for everyone that felt like that to be seen. Additionally, in areas we want to be global, there's places in the world you can't celebrate Pride. It's illegal to be gay. We wanted everybody to be able to come in and have this moment where you could celebrate together. Additionally, our game we're launching obviously for Pride, but as I was mentioning in our social hub, we'll be able to activate for all major cultural events. So Diwali, I don't think has ever been celebrated in a game. Black History Month, Women's History Month, Latinx Month. Like, there's so many moments for us to celebrate and be able to bring in larger communities just through the translation of playing. It's a single player game, really easy, move through the space, be able to be educated. For us, for this game, you follow a rainbow path. You collect hats, you reach up to Pride, and you can celebrate with the DJ and celebrate with everyone else. The interactions between our NPCs and our greeters is very positive. We're asking pronouns, we're telling them how perfect they are. Our game is uniquely positioned. Also, I think this is the first time it's ever been done in Sandbox, where when players interact positively, the environment changes. So you can see how things become more beautiful as you work together. It's not in this one. I just realized there's not interaction with the game, but interaction with like the environment. When we reach Alpha 4, it'll actually be gameplay. So it's almost like a multiplayer. When you work together, everything will turn beautiful. And I think that's the level of intention that we wanted to bring, and that Hermit Crab did such an incredible job translating for us.
Who would you say that you draw inspiration from?
Just someone on TV, Sarah Ramirez, I think is incredible. She was this really like girly doctor on ER, and now she's living her true self, and she's non-binary. They are non-binary. And on the new Sex and the City reboot, so proud of them. And we'd love to have Sarah as an ambassador.
Yeah, we would. I'm gonna shout out Lady Fee, Black, queer, amazing. She's the reason why I'm in this space. She's been an incredible mentor. When I first came in like 3 years ago, I was in a room and I kept asking, why is it all white guys? Like, seriously, what's happening? And I went up on stage and said, is there any Black women in this space? And the first thing they said is, you need to talk to Lady Fee. They pinged her, she came in immediately. And from that moment, she's just always been there. Truly appreciate her. There's not a lot of Black women in this space. I think I can count it on my hand. Maybe we have like 2 more now. But this is an area that we really need to increase. Black women are amazing at creating community. They have the most influence across all demographics. And if we really want Web3 to scale, which I think all of us really want it, we need to have their thoughts and their cultural influence involved. So shouting out Lady Fee, because I don't know what I wouldn't be here if it wasn't without her.
What does the future hold for the people of crypto?
We have a long roadmap ahead. This is just the beginning. So if there's partners and builders and creators, developers that are watching this, we have so many different projects in the pipeline. Black History Month is going to be huge. Women's History Month, we have to plan for all that from now. So as soon as this first moment's over, we're full into development and planning mode.
So Pride was our launch, but as we mentioned, it's a long roadmap. It's not just for one sector, it's for everybody. So I think the foundation of what we're trying to create is celebrating our differences, educated. From our NFT drop, 50% of all NFTs will move into a DAO so that we can reinvest into communities, reinvest into creators. What we would love to see is obviously more Web 2 people coming into Web 3, but also just educating on all the opportunities in Web 3, whether you're a participator, a creator, whether you want to have a job within the space. Like, how do we create more access? Akbar and I are blessed in the fact that we do have a lot of access. How do we use that power? As you had said, with a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. How do we use that and ensure that we're handing it back, or ensuring that we're lifting everybody up? And I think you can see it through all the collections we've done, that's our main goal.
That's beautiful. As you make your exit off the show, is there anything that you'd like to say to the community?
Oh, no problem. We love what you're building. And honestly, anyone part of the Sandbox family, we're happy to support, because they've shown us so much support.
Thank you so much, Simone and Akbar. We really appreciate you joining us today and sharing with the community and educating us on your project.
Do you have something special that you're working on that you want the world to see? Share a picture or a video of something awesome that you've created on social media with the hashtag Inside the Sandbox for a chance to be featured on a future episode.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get all the alerts and you'll never miss an episode here on
Inside the Sandbox.
You never know, could be you next.